I'm Clinton Griffiths. A major deal is in the works for the rail industry. Union Pacific announcing it's seeking to buy Norfolk Southern as part of an $85 billion deal, creating America's first modern transcontinental railroad. AgDay's Rook has been looking into the deal. And Michelle, what could this mean for producers?
Well, Clinton, the proposed merger is no surprise, but the creation of America's first coast-to-coast rail operator is being widely watched in agriculture. While there are efficiencies that can be achieved in shipping, it could also decrease competition and increase rail rates, which would be passed down to farmers in the form of lower prices. Yet transportation officials tell me regulatory approval will be difficult, so the deal is far from done. The merger of Union Pacific and Norfolk Southern joins 50,000 miles of railroad tracks and would create a company that for the first time in history would control coast-to-coast rail shipments.
It is going to be a seismic event within our supply chain, within our whole transportation sector.
UP says this would speed up shipping and make supply chains more efficient. Steenhoek says less handoffs do cut costs, but the merger would also decrease competition, which is not favorable for farmers.
But one of the things that history teaches us is that when there has been consolidation, when there have been mergers within the rail industry, that often results in a decreased competition for those agricultural shippers and can result in higher rail rates and a decrease in service.
And if there is less competition, agriculture is often at the bottom of the food chain.
While we are a significant source of revenue for the railroads, there are other business lines that do have a more lucrative profit margin than agriculture.
The deal still requires regulatory approval, and in the past, railroad mergers have been highly scrutinized.
When it comes to our regulators, whether it's the Surface Transportation Board, and that's the government agency that has jurisdiction over approving mergers and acquisitions, to the Department of Justice, to our elected officials, there's going to be a lot of scrutiny for this.
Yet Steenhoek says while difficult, there's no coincidence in the timing of the merger.
And so I think we can conclude and we can infer that the companies, in this case Union Pacific and Norfolk Southern, view the current political climate as more favorable than maybe other times in our recent history.
He also warns this deal could set a precedent for future rail mergers.
There will be a strong, almost inexorable kind of tendency for the other two railroads, BNSF and CSX, to follow suit, which would ultimately create two U.S.-based railroads that operate, large Class 1 railroads that operate from coast to coast.
So it's being widely watched in agriculture. Yet even if approved, Steenhoek says it could take up to 3 years for the merger to be fully completed. I'm Rook reporting for AgDay.